Well, folks, it is here. Now, you may be wondering, what is it? All right, so let me explain. So when I started RPG Elite, the idea was to be different, was to add something to the tabletop RPG space, but not to add the same old, and to love what I was doing, because that is what I like first and foremost. And then to see if anybody else would jump on board, to be quite honest. Well, we've got a couple people who have jumped on board since then. And there is a marked agenda for this. And that was part of it. So the alternative genre tabletop RPGs and not covering any fantasy, that's part of it. The RPG Elite philosophy, that's part of it. Classic tabletop RPGs, that's part of it. Family-friendly board games that's kind of sort of RPG related. Sometimes we just go off. That is now a part of it. So those four pillars were the things and are the things that define what we cover here on RPG Elite. But I wanted to expand and go further than that. So on August 12th of every year for the last 3 years, I've been doing a video, and that video tells everyone what I learned in the past year of being a content creator here on YouTube. And in this past video, in this last August here, I talked about pivoting, that you have to learn how to pivot. If you don't learn how to pivot, you're not going to survive here. And one of the things that I learned how to pivot in is in my approach in terms of, okay, I do have an agenda. I've always said that I have an agenda on the channel. So I just needed to pivot a little bit in order to fulfill this agenda and to really think a little bit differently. So one of the things that's a passion of mine is that people would understand and join the tabletop RPG space. There's so many people who, like, they don't understand, and since they don't understand, they're afraid to join. You guys know how it is, because the space has always been for, you know, those weirdos and nerds over there. Yeah, kind of wrong, but anyway, it's had that stigma for a long time. Okay, and then it doesn't help that there are far more than there are not people who don't go out and do some kind of proper tabletop RPG evangelism. And I really wanted to bring in new people to the space. And so I pivoted this year, and I decided I want to focus on that aspect, bringing in new people. So I put out a poll, and in that poll, I asked people if they were interested in an email course. Some of them, the vast majority of them, were either mildly or very or somewhat interested in an email course. I said, okay, that's a good sign. So this is what I did. I made one, and it's here right now. You may be thinking, I've been playing tabletop RPGs forever. I don't need an email course. This is not what this is about. But do you know someone who doesn't know everything about tabletop RPGs? Have you wanted to teach them how to play tabletop RPGs, but you haven't had a chance to sit down with them? You know, schedules keep getting crossed, or it just is not happening, or maybe they move away. Myriad reasons. Well, now you don't have to be concerned about that when it comes to the bare bone basics of tabletop RPGs. What you can do, as maybe you're a vet or you've been playing for a while, pass on the link to this email course, because it's free, absolutely free. It takes them about 2 weeks to get through. And then at the end of that, there's some other things that they can do. But this course has actionable things that you can do as you are going through it. For example, it has quizzes. It has one assignment where you just go to your local gaming shop and you get familiar with it. I mean, so it does have things that to do. So it's not just reading stuff and then waiting. There's things that you can do. And so I put this together because I thought this would be good. I've made this, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to promote it like crazy because I really believe in this course. I worked hard on it. I worked on it for about a month. And I'm like, okay, let's get this started. This is not just a couple paragraphs either. You know what I'm saying? you know, you get these courses and there are a couple paragraphs and it's kind of like, where's the content? Like, what is this it? You know, no, this is for real, dude. This is, you know, it took me a second to put it together, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to edit it or add some things as we go along, because there might be some things that people are like, yeah, I thought it was going to do this. Yeah, I thought it was going to do that. Now, there are some things that are coming up possibly, and I want to, I should say, make a full-fledged basics course. However, that's going to cost money. I'm just keeping it 100. I mean, that's going to cost money. There it is. But you really will be ready after that. I mean, with this, yeah, there's some things you're not going to be ready for. There's some things you're going to have to learn kind of on the job, which a lot of times that's the better way to learn, right? Is, you know, as you're going through things. But this is really going to get you prepared. It'll teach you everything about the basics. It's, as I say, it's a free email course, man. So you don't really need to be concerned about anything. So if you know of someone, maybe it's not you, but maybe you know of someone where you're like, yeah, I can get them into this. Then you can just send them the link to the course and that'll be it. It's here and it's free. Link to the course, obviously, it's going to be down in the description. And I'm going to flash it across the screen here for you as well. And that'll flash across a couple of times. I'm really, really into doing this, like spreading the word, spreading the love about tabletop RPGs. I really, really love this hobby. Even though this is a business for me, it's still a love for me. I love this stuff, man. What's the benefit? What are some of the benefits? If you have somebody go through the course, or maybe you just want to take the course because you just want to check it out before you start, sending out links to people to be like, oh man, I don't know. And I don't know this dude. And what is this course like? Well, let me go back. Let me go back to what the course is like. I start off with a basic definition of tabletop RPGs, which I've done an entire video on that. Then I talk about PC characters, we talk about game mastering, we talk about role playing, we talk about story, and we talk about the tools of the trade. Here's the caveat, folks. This is the difference. This is for every bit of it is from an RPG elite perspective. Yeah, that's how it's different. So it's not just a run-of-the-mill course that you can probably get anywhere from looking at free YouTube videos. No. You can't even do that on my channel. Well, you may be able to do that on my channel. Maybe. Not really. Because there's a lot of stuff in this email course I just really have never gone over because I'm gearing it towards beginners. So I've just never gone over it on the channel. So yeah, this is going to be pretty much exclusive because, again, it's all from an RPG Elite perspective, but go figure, right? This is RPG Elite. All right, so let's look at the benefits now. What's the benefits of going through this course if you go through this course? Well, I got my notes here because I actually wrote down the benefits. So let's go through them one by one. You understand tabletop RPG fundamentals from an RPG Elite perspective. I'm going to pound that home, right? I'm going to pound that home because people be like, oh, well, that's not as important. Yeah, it is for an RPG Elite. All right. So if you want to just kind of in general, go out there, try to piece all this stuff together by looking at all the free content that's on YouTube, spending your time doing that, or you can just get it all in one place. Up to you. Okay. So you learn tabletop RPG fundamentals from an RPG Elite perspective. Now, I don't go through the whole RPG Elite philosophy. I'm just from an RPG Elite perspective. So it's peppered in there. All right. Number 2, build engaging characters. I'll teach you how to build it to a degree. Again, this is bare bone basics. This is just basic stuff. So I don't really go into a whole lot of detail on this stuff. It's just enough to where you can go and sit down at the table after you take the course and be like, I think I'm pretty prepared. I mean, you're not totally prepared, but you're prepared enough to where you're not going to be lost. All right, let's go to number 3. You become proficient at the basic GM essentials. So this is good for both players and GMs. For the GM, just so you know, basic GM essentials, again, from an RPG Elite perspective. And then as a player, what to look out for in your GM from an RPG Elite perspective. I told you I was going to pound that, right? Okay. Because I just don't want nobody to say, you know, they take the course and they're like, well, I don't think that's important and that's important. I'm like, okay, well, make your own course. Don't go through the course. This is from an RPG Elite perspective, okay? And that pretty much is a proprietary thing here on this channel. Let's go to number 4. Learn about tabletop RPG tools of the trade. So that's a 2-part series inside of this course. So it's 2 parts and it goes through some things. Some of those things are optional. Some of them not so much, but some of them are optional. And then the last one would be increasing your knowledge of role-playing for deeper immersion from an RPG Elite perspective. Okay, so you get what kind of course that this is now, because how I explain role-playing is totally different from what you've probably ever heard. Now, I've explained it before on my channel, but I don't even know what video that's in. I think I know what videos it, but I've mentioned it more than once in several videos. Now, if you want to go through all 350 plus videos and try to look for it, be my guest, man. I always appreciate the views, but if you didn't got that time for that and you just want to get straight to it, then I would suggest taking this free beginner's course. Like I said, it comes in your email every other day and it'll take you about 2 weeks to get through. At the end, got a couple other things that you can do, but then that'll be it, man. You'll be ready. You'll be ready to sit down. You won't be lost. You'll know certain things, and that'll pretty much be the end of it if you want it to be the end of it. Now, I do want to make a full-fledged basics course like I mentioned earlier. However, like I said, that's not free. That's not going to be free because there's going to be videos, the whole whop on that, full production. So that's not going to be free. This is free. It's just an email course. Now, real quick, I also have a membership, and that membership's been going on for a couple of months. However, the membership is in beta. It is not for open enrollment, and it is only for members of the Leet Squad. And members of the Leet Squad are those who are strong supporters of the channel. And we go ahead and have a free monthly giveaway for our Leet Squad members. We have emails that go out to tell them about discounts and all kinds of other things. They got access to our private chat server on Revolt. So there's perks and things that you have just for being part of the Leet Squad. I only have it open to members of the Leet Squad right now. And I only have so many slots open because, again, this is in beta. The membership is not going to come out until 2025. So if you are interested in that, then you can join the Leet Squad, link down in the description as normal. And you have to email me and let me know that's what you want. Now, of course, in the membership, you get a whole bunch of content that doesn't show up on the channel, or it will show up on the channel in a very truncated presentation because, again, I don't do any videos on the channel anymore longer than 20 minutes. So if you wanted something that's a half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, stuff like that, all of that stuff goes over to membership, will be going over to memberships. All right, so that's how memberships work. And yes, you do have to pay, but it's such a minuscule amount that if you just want to come and, you know, support the channel in another way, then this kind of gives you an opportunity to do that. So again, you can join the Leet Squad and then give me an email, and then I will hook you up and you become a member and help me out to help you out. Well, that's gonna be it for today, folks. So if you got any value out of this video at all in learning about this, then if you could go ahead and tap that like button, I would appreciate it. And also, if you want to stick around here on the channel, I come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday, God willing, so you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And yeah, yes, we have a question of the vid. Wouldn't you know? Okay, so I have memberships. I have this email course. And I would like to, we're going to see what the response is here. So that's what I'm really waiting for. But I would like to have this full-fledged basics course. So out of those three, which one would you be more inclined to be a part of? And also, what would you want to see as part of any of these things, right? What would you want or expect to see? Let me know down in the comments. I really appreciate you guys' feedback and things like that. I am here to serve you, even though at the same time, I gotta like what I do too. So, you know, it's kind of like finding that balance there. So go ahead, let's get some engagement going right down in the comments, because again, I do love to hear from you guys. But right now, that'll be it. It's time for me to go and do my snaggle push.
So exit, stage left.
Yeah, it's time for your boy Servant to get on up out of here. If you got a game this week, then happy gaming, y'all. I pray it is an RPG Elite session. And until next time, God willing, once again, it's your boy Servant in the hizzy of the Shiloh saying peace, 5,000 leets. I am gone.